prayed for was that I was wrong, because it's very uncomfortable to be right about the vaccines, about net zero, about the fact that your government and your politicians are not actually working in your interest. And I was part of that system. What we actually have now is Keir Starmer, the most unpopular Prime Minister in history, leading probably the most unpopular government in history, which is not surprising because they're doing the most unpopular things. I have a confession to make. I have a friend who's a Labour MP, not politically. And he rang me a few weeks ago and I said, how's it going? I said, for 14 years I knew you. You always wanted to be on the government benches. What's it like? He said, we're finished. He said, I'm finished. 5-term Labour MP. He said, I'm out at the next election. He said, there's a few of the new MPs think we can pull it round, but we can't. They're deluded. I said, well, look at what you voted for. You promised that you were going to reduce everyone's energy bills by £300. You took the winter fuel allowance away from the old age pensioners. You let energy prices up 9% last October. What do you expect? I said, you've taken benefits off the severely disabled. Do you think that's going to be able to make them work? I said, and I hope you didn't vote for that appalling decriminalisation of abortion up to birth, something which I don't think even 2% of the population would support, but it flew through Parliament. And he said to me, I don't know, Andrew. I said, what do you mean you don't know? He said, it's that bad. I sit in the tea room, wait till the bell goes for the divisions to vote, go in, and I go where the Labour whips direct me and vote with the government. He said, I don't look at the order paper of what we're voting for, because that way I can sleep rather better at night. That is the state of our democracy in the UK in 2025. Now, a true leader says to the people, this is my vision of our shared future, come with me and let's make this a reality. The false leader makes you false promises they're not going to keep. They can't lead you because no one would follow them. So the only thing they can do is control the people instead. And that's what they're seeking to do. By ever increasing your taxes, they take away your freedom of choice. And my definition of poverty, I've been very poor, I've been very rich, and now I'm very poor again. Money does not buy you friends, love, or health, or happiness. What it buys you is choices. And when my definition of real poverty is people who have no choices. If we accept digital ID, we'll only have the choices that the government want to give us. Mark Carney, the Canadian Prime Minister, he was in London when Keir Starmer announced the plans for mandatory digital ID. He immediately announced they're going to bring them in Canada as well. They're bringing them in Australia. They're bringing them in across the EU. In Canada now, there's a bill before their Parliament, which if you say anything in Canada that the government doesn't like, they can take you off the mobile phone network, take you off the internet, and if you tell anyone what the government have done to you, it'll be a criminal offence. That's where we're going in this country soon. They know that too many people over the last 5 years have woken up. So now they've really got to control us. Once we've got digital ID, it will be linked to a central bank digital currency because the fiat money system's that Ponzi scheme's about to go pop. And what they really want is the people they've allowed to create money from nothing and charge us interest for. They want to create something called carbon credits. You have to have those as well. And it'll be the same people creating the carbon credits that don't really exist who are creating the money that didn't really exist. But if we can stop the digital ID and we can stop our country getting dragged into a big war, probably with Russia, the truth will come out. The truth is coming out. On the vaccines, I was told by the government before they threw me out the Conservative Party that they wanted to cover up the vaccine harms and excess deaths for 20 years. I don't think we're going to allow them to do that. I think the truth's coming out pretty quickly. I've still got some confidence that Robert Kennedy Jr. and his team in America, Jay Bhattacharya, Robert Malone, these are all excellent people. The truth will come out, and that's why they want to push this digital ID now before everybody's woken up and gets really angry. They are currently, and have been for a while, collecting our data by stealth. The Conservative government brought in something called One Login to interact with the government. If you want to change the address on your driver's licence, I had to do it a few months ago. Because I wouldn't do the digital ID, I had to drive 20 miles to a post office to do it in person. Life's going to have to become a little uncomfortable for us, because they're going to make it uncomfortable for us. But the only alternative is they will have your digital ID in lots and lots of places, and it'll only be a matter of putting it all together. Apparently they've already got 11 million people's digital ID now. Not everyone's going to be easy to resist, so those of us who can resist must resist. Because if we don't stop this now,
no going back.
The children, our grandchildren and future generations unborn will never know the freedoms that we gave away for them. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not in my name. I'm here with you in Birmingham today. I'm speaking in London next Saturday. God bless you. Keep the faith. Stay united. We will win. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Bridgen.